So, are Resident Evil Remake fans not real fans? I had someone comment on my last video saying that if you like the Resident Evil remakes, you're not a real fan. So, let's take a minute to actually talk about that, shall we? The Resident Evil remakes, especially Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 4, have brought a ton of new players into the series. But at the same time, there's a group of fans that feel like something important was lost. Now, on one hand, the remakes absolutely modernized these games. Better controls, better graphics, over-the-shoulder gameplay. They make these games way more accessible. If someone plays Resident Evil for the first time today, they are way more likely to stick with a remake than something like the original Resident Evil 2 with the tank controls and fixed camera angles. And because of that, the fan base has grown a lot. But this is also where the criticism comes in. Some longtime fans feel like the remakes don't just update the originals, they change them. Content gets cut, pacing is different, certain mechanics are gone. And for those fans, that the original survival horror identity feels watered down. For example, the fixed camera angles added to the tension. You would walk into a room and you didn't know what was around the corner. You could hear a zombie, you could hear a creature, but you didn't know if you took a few steps forward if it was going to be right in front of you, or if it was tucked around the corner. The limitations in the power in the graphics ended up adding to the tension, and I think that's what a lot of people loved about those games. So I don't know if the real question is, are remake fans real fans? It's, what do you value more? Do you want a modern experience that plays smoothly? Or do you want something that stays as close as possible to what made the original special? Personally, I don't think that liking the remakes makes you any less of a fan. If anything, they've kept the series alive and introduced it to a whole new audience. Now, I started playing Resident Evil when the director's cut of the original came out, and I've been a fan ever since. But I also acknowledge that not every fan is as old as me. Some of these younger fans have just gotten into the series with these remakes. And I don't think for any reason that should make you any less of a fan just because you weren't even alive when the originals came out. But to be fair, I also get why some people feel like certain things were lost along the way. Both sides have a legitimate argument. So I'm actually curious, where do you fall on this? Do you think the remakes improve the originals, or do they take away from them? And does liking them make you, quote, not a real fan? Let me know in the comments. I read all of them. And if you want more Resident Evil content, I've got more videos on my channel that you should definitely check out. But before I go, as always, if you're liking the content, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. Every little bit helps the channel grow. And once again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.